Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In this fun model kit review video, we will be looking at HobbyBoss's 1/48 scale TA-152 C-1. The TA-152 was a German fighter aircraft. It was a later development of the Focke-Wulf FW-190 series of fighters. It was designed as a high-altitude, high-speed day fighter and interceptor. The C-1 variant of the TA-152 had the smaller wing. It also had 4 20mm cannons and one 30mm cannon firing through the prop spinner. Although the TA-152 was a formidable fighter, there were so few of them that they made little impact on the outcome of the war. In this video, we'll be looking at the built-up kit. We'll also take a look at what comes in the box in the form of the plastic parts. We'll go through the kit instructions and talk about any steps to watch out for in those. We'll look at the detailing on the cockpit interior. I'll talk about any aftermarket parts I used here. We'll take a look at the kit transparencies and talk about the fit and clarity of those. We'll also talk about the fit of the major components on the kit. And we'll take a closer look at the detail parts that are included in the kit as well. We'll look at the color and marking guides and the marking options that are included in the kit. We'll take a look at the kit decals and talk about how those performed. And finally, I'll be giving my conclusions at the end. And we'll be trying to answer the question, is HobbyBoss's 1/48 scale TA-152 the best TA-152 kit currently available on the market? Looking at the parts breakdown of this kit, there are 7 sprues of plastic parts. There's a sheet of photo etch details included, as well as the transparent parts and the decals for the kit. Looking at the instructions, the first part of step 1 has you assembling the cockpit interior. I like the combination of raised detail on the instrument panel and then a decal that goes over that. I think that turned out really nicely. Looking at the sidewall detail, you can see there's also a decal for the sidewall. Although the kit comes with photo etch seatbelts, they are not pre-painted. Instead of using these, I used some Eduard pre-painted photo etch seatbelts, and they look really nice. The second part of step 1 has you assembling the backside of the engine. You can see in this photo, the engine is barely visible through the open wheel wells on the TA-152. Moving on, step 2 has you assembling the tail wheel and trapping the engine and interior and tail wheel between the fuselage halves. Fit on these parts was great. I had no issues in this step of construction. Step 3 has you mounting the tail planes and the rudder and the exhaust and the engine cover. Fit on all these parts was excellent. I had no issues in this area. Step 4 has you mounting the engine radiator and some other bits. All of these parts fit nicely. Step 5 has you assembling and mounting the prop. Step 6 has you mounting the clear parts to the kit. These parts look great, they fit perfectly, and the clarity on them was very nice. Step 7 has you attaching the wing spar to the lower wing and mounting the wing guns to that. Step 8 has you attaching the wheel well bays to the lower wing and then gluing the upper and lower wings together. I deviated from this by gluing the upper wings to the fuselage halves first before gluing the lower wing to that assembly. Step 9 has you attaching the ailerons and the flaps. The fit on these parts was excellent and they look really nice once installed. Step 10 just has you mounting the wing assembly to the fuselage assembly. There were no major gaps between the wing and the fuselage. Everything built up very cleanly. Step 11 has you assembling the landing gear and the wheels. In the second part of step 11, we are attaching those wheels and the gear doors and some antennas to the airframe. Detail on all these small parts was excellent, and they really looked nice once painted and detailed. In this picture, you can see there's quite a few of the antennas and the step for the pilot that hang underneath the aircraft. I think the detail on all these parts is sufficient for the scale. Looking at the color and marking guide in the kit, one thing I noticed was this differs from the box art aircraft. The box art aircraft shows a brown and green aircraft over the light blue. And since I could find no photographs of this actual aircraft, I went ahead and went with the brown and green over the RLM 76 blue. The decals themselves performed very nicely. I had no silvering. They settled down into the panel lines. The colors are opaque, and they really look nice on the finished kit. Overall, I am really impressed by HobbyBoss's TA152 C1. The parts fit on everything was excellent. The instructions are very straightforward. There's no surprises in the construction sequence as you go through that. While the surface detailing on the kit isn't super extensive as far as rivet detail goes, the detail that is there is petite, it's consistent, and if you take your time, you'll get a very good looking result from this kit. I've read that some people complain a little bit about the shape of the prop spinner, but it is not off enough to really bother me. Is HobbyBoss's 1/48 scale TA152 C1 the best TA152 kit currently available? I would certainly say that this is the best C1 variant of the TA152 currently available. And this kit really represents a nice combination of ease of construction, nice overall detail, excellent decals, excellent clear parts, and the finished kit really looks nice on the shelf. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you have built HobbyBoss's TA152 C1 previously, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.